Have you ever wondered if you can run ChatGPT locally, on your own device, without internet, completely away from OpenAI? Well, starting today, you can. There has been a new open source model called GPT-4All, which produces similar quality output to ChatGPT while being able to run on your local device with absolutely zero internet connection. So how does this work? Well, basically they took the Facebook's LLama 7 billion parameter large language model and used low rank adaptation, which is basically a technique to reduce number of training parameters, which makes it easier to fine tune it. And they took 1 million prompt response pairs using input and output from ChatGPT 3.5, over 1 million examples, and trained it. So basically the output is very similar in quality to ChatGPT 3.5 now. And today we're going to be diving into how you can set this up locally and run it on your own CPU in under 5 minutes. So to get started with GPT-4All, you can go to their GitHub page, which I'll link in the description, and all you're going to have to do is download this file, GPT-4All LoRa quantize.bin file, from either of these two links. It's going to take a couple minutes because it's probably going to be about 4 gigabytes in size. And once you've done that, then we can move over to our command prompt to finish the rest of the steps. So once you're on your terminal, which in this case is Windows PowerShell if you're on Windows, you basically want to run the git clone command and paste in the link to the repository. Now I've already done this, but once you've done that, you can basically change directories to the GPT-4All directory. And what you're going to want to do here is check to change to the chat folder and make sure you've put your model inside here. So basically the model should be this last file, which has the largest length by far, and is the GPT-4All-LoRa-quantize.bin file. Now, once you have that, you are ready to run this model locally. And how you're going to do that is very simple. So to run it locally, the command is going to be different depending on where you're running this from. So in this case, I'm running it from Windows PowerShell, so I'm going to be using this command since we're already in the chat directory. If you're using Mac or Linux, you can simply use the other command instead. So to run the model, we can simply run the executable. And once we've done that, we should see it load up. So this is going to take about 4 gigs of RAM, but once it's ready, you're going to see this yellow arrow at the bottom. And now we can start prompting it. So one example is list 10 dogs, and we'll see the response. So give it a couple seconds, and this is going to be running locally on your own CPU. So now it's giving you a response of dog breeds, very similar to ChatGPT. You can use Control-C to interject at any time and return, and if you want to quit, you can simply exit your command prompt, but that's basically it. So we can see that they can list names of dogs. We can see that in Python, it can actually write some code. So if we ask it to reverse a string, it's going to give us the code. Now this isn't exactly formatted properly, however, it's still very useful because it's simply a matter of taking its output and formatting it as to how you want it. So aside from this, that's pretty much it. That's all. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for future videos on more open source, locally runnable large language models, which there's going to be a ton of.